aren't high enough for the bitrate, resolution, and frame rate that you're targeting, you're going to need to drop your settings. Especially if you want to maintain a solid connection that won't result in dropped frames or disconnects. Again, refer to the provided documentation in the description below. You can additionally help yourself by keeping your stream overlay simple and static, especially if your network requires you to push your bitrate pretty down hard. The less detailed and animated that your overlay is, the less harder your encoder needs to work, and the less data it needs to transmit. It's not going to be a huge help, but any improvement is an improvement. If you're looking to really boost your stream quality up, however, there are a few other tips I would recommend you take a look at. Firstly, if you aren't streaming at your base resolution, but you're actually downscaling to a lower resolution, like 720p for example, you might want to consider experimenting with what downscaling filter that you use. Without getting very technical, a downscaling filter will take groups of pixels and map them into one singular pixel for a downscaled resolution. The two most widely used filters are bicubic and Lanczos. Hold on.
Lanczos.
Up on the screen now is a comparison of these two filters, zoomed in 175%. Now, if you pixel peep on the Lanczos filter, you can definitely notice some shimmering on the little tentacle hair of the character, and especially on the shovel as well. But personally, to my eye, I personally think the Lanczos filter looks a bit sharper, especially on the roof where you can see some more fine details there. In the end, however, the filter that you end up using is going to be highly dependent on what game you're playing, how low you're lowering your resolution, and what looks best to you. I would really recommend taking some time to experiment and see which filter is right for you. And if you're using a low-end PC that you're streaming on, it is important to note that Lanczos is the most demanding of the downscaling filters to use, so might be something to keep in mind. Lastly, depending on your system specs and your stream setup, you may want to consider using an entirely different encoder. Now, if you use an NVIDIA GPU, NVENC can deliver spectacular visual results using specialized chips on your GPU. The great thing is that using NVENC only has a very minor, if any really, performance impact on your games because, again, it's using those specialized encoder chips on the board. This means it's great for a one PC setup where you're streaming and playing the game on the same computer like I am. In my machine, I use